Hi everyone, my name is Nase, and this is going to be a speedrun of Tony Hawk's Underground. We're playing on the PC, and this is going to be beginner no warp, so it's the beginner difficulty, and we'll explain what no warp is as we go. I'm joined by the Packle in commentary, so the absolute legend himself in Tony Hawk speedrunning, so hopefully he's not too judgmental of my play.
I'm kind of out of it.
Alright, we'll get started. We're good to go, so I'll count down from 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so first of all, New Jersey. There's so much tech here, it's insane, so honestly I won't ever be able to get to it all. So from the very beginning, what he is doing right here, he could have jumped from the porch and he could have got up there pretty quickly, but he's just going about this normal route. While we have a little bit of time between the different sections, no warp pretty much means it's the shortened version of using no menu warps at all. So we just go between NPCs, just like THPS4 style. The only time we are allowed to use a warp is towards the end of the game, when we are pretty much forced to warp between different goals for pro goals.
Yeah.
But for these purposes, throughout the rest of the game, we are just walking or skateboarding over to each NPC. Also, there's cars,
yeah.
So that's a thing.
Great inclusion to the game.
Never came back, so, well, sort of. You could technically say that Thug 2's guest characters are vehicles in a way, but...
Yeah, they've got, like, motors on their skateboards and stuff like that in Thug 2.
Oh, yeah.
This was definitely the point where the game started to take a bit of a spiral into the outlandish. Ooh.
That's one word I guess you could use. Oh, I missed the fly right there.
Oh, no.
You're a little rusty, aren't you?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Hey, JT.
Just a little bit. To be fair, so Tony Hawk's Underground 1 is probably the hardest game to return to out of all the games, especially if you're playing, say, the new game. Because one trick you'll see later is that we have a trick called a cat bag, which stands for Create a Trick Broken Ass Game. And with that trick, we are essentially able to take all the RNG that would have been in the game, make it 0. Because we pretty much bind every trick in our arsenal into one single trick, except for Shifty in this case, or even Judo. It depends on the player at that point, but for most players, you usually just stick with Judo.
See, right here, there's going to be a trick list. And I'm able to completely eliminate the RNG there by binding every trick binding to the same trick.
Nicely done.
It's definitely one of the biggest tricks in the entire franchise, because I think we figured out that it took all the RNG away and made it super easy, and it saved like about 40 seconds to like a minute easy. Especially if you optimize your bindings properly, it can save us so much time, especially on higher difficulties where there's a lot more tricks available to, that you have to do. If everything's the same trick, you have no RNG.
But there's also some other side effects of having it, where there's a trick that I just did there and I'm going to do again in a set called the butt slap, where by rolling off an edge and delaying the ollie input, so doing a trick as I'm rolling off and then spamming the jump button, you're able to get extra height. And using the cat bag tricks, or the creative tricks, oh, that's not good. The animation for them is quicker. I think that's how it works. So the quicker animation means that it's easier to get those ollie inputs off. So as you can see there, oh, I did not make it. That's...
So what he's doing right here is called bridge skip. There's been at least 1,000 different versions of this thing, and this is one of the newer versions of it. It used to be that we still go around the block a little bit. But no matter what happens, if you fail at least once, the trigger to get over the bridge moves backwards towards the end of the block a little bit more. So you actually have to get more height in order for it to work. Right, he's trying to do stew skip, and it's not going very well. There's a specific part of this this object that if you jump off at that point, it pretty much counts the gap for you.
Yeah, you're meant to skate around the circle 3 times, or twice. But yeah, by jumping off at a certain point, the game just thinks that you've gone around twice.
All right, now let's see if he can get the most infamous trick in all of Tony Hawk, Eric skip. This trick saves around 30 seconds, depending on how good your driving is. And let's see.
Too early.
Nope. Okay.
Too early.
A little too early. So what happens right there is it's essentially a cutscene skip. You'll see a bunch of cutscenes throughout the game. Not really cutscenes, but like dialogue we can skip throughout the game. And we do that by hitting the ollie button or letting go of the ollie button on a certain frame. That one is called error skip, and if we let go in a 2-ish frame window, we let go of the car that we're sketching, and it skips the next dialogue, and for whatever reason, it pushes us to the end of the end of the section and takes us all the way over here to Manhattan. So it saves an easy 30-35 seconds. And as you can imagine, a high-level play that is a humongous reset point because it's not very easy to get good at that trick.
Because yeah, you've got that, you've got bridge skip. There's so much going on in Jersey that it's probably the most like reset intensive, like first level I've speedrun in all the games that I've played.
Yeah, this game is actually pretty well optimized at this point in time. So
Yeah.
if you want to go for like a world record or say top 3 time, you're going to have to put in a lot of resets just to maybe have a chance to get out of Jersey. And even if you did get outside Jersey, there's still a lot of really hard tricks and a lot of hard sections still coming up that can easily end your run.
But the good thing,
but right now,
I was just going to say, I think the good thing about no warp, as we were talking about earlier, was it gives you a lot more time to like sort of skate around. The main category that everyone runs, any percent beginner, is sort of you do a goal, then instantly go into the menu and warp to the next goal. But here I get to sort of skate around. Look, I'm skating over to this guy here. Just a bit more time, and you know the skating mechanics in this game are terrific, so it's a lot more enjoyable to watch, I reckon.
Oh yeah, that I've always said this that any no warp categories in general are probably more marathon, not safe but better categories to watch as a speedrun for marathons. Because do you guys really want to watch us menu warp the entire time?
Yeah.
Like, at least this way you get to see at least some unique movement that you wouldn't see in other categories. We can show off a little bit of flair with some of our like skating styles a little bit while still being optimal our speed. But now, I'm about to help this guy get his nuts back.
Yeah, the guards love hot steamy nuts, so we're gonna go and deliver it.
Oh yeah.
And that.
So we have to go do a
access
couple.
to the building.
Yeah, we have to go to a couple different areas throughout Manhattan to get grab the steamy nuts and bring them back to the guards. So it's. Ooh, okay.
that was a little bit tight, wasn't it? Yeah.
That police car was getting a little bit in the way. So he'll be able to get this his taxi, and what he's going to be doing is he's going to be sketching it for a little bit. And at the very end of the sketch, before he gets to the nut vendor, he's going to turn around, and with that, he didn't get it. He got a little bit, but what you would do is if you sketch and then you start grinding an object, you get like a sudden burst of speed. And if you continue your grind and hit multiple grinds, you get bigger burst of speed, and it goes for a little bit and then it just cancels out. But it saves a good chunk of time if you can hit it just right. Nice bail, by the way.
Yeah, that was a really interesting spot to bail, like right on the windowsill.
So we're about done with Manhattan, actually. These first 2 levels are pretty short. Tampa, on the other hand, there's going to be some downtime. We can probably catch up some of the tricks that we haven't really talked about.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of time there.
A lot of time. Also, shouts to the Silent Laws in the chat. The man himself. Love you, Silent. So one caveat, one thing you can do with Cat Bag is it also counts. It pretty much counts for any trick that's not a gap or a lip trick. So in that case, he wanted to do a boneless. He named a trick boneless, and it still counted. Because how it works is the game is not looking for you to actually do the trick. It's looking for the name of the trick in the trick string on the bottom of the screen, and that's all it's looking for. It's not looking for anything else, except for those 2 cases that I said before. Well, that was a little interesting.
Yeah.
This movement's a little interesting.
The rust is showing.
Just blame 1 and 2.
Yeah.
1 and 2 is so good.
Well, yeah, the new game is just, it's unreal. I love it. It's great
But
that
yeah,
like,
that's
everyone
the
in the
engine.
community, just everyone in the like hardcore Tony Hawk community is just loving the game as well. It's so
Oh
good.
yeah. Casual players love it. Speedrunners love it. Nice. Oh, interesting. Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
That was interesting. I like it. I like it.
On.
Now you ruined it with a swallow right.
Yeah. I was gonna say this is like the one mission I practiced, like more than a couple times. I was like, I want to get that right. That wall plant stones.
Unfortunately. But everyone loves it, so it's really awesome to see. And there's a lot of world record battles for ILs, and that's really cool to see as well.
Yeah.
Thug 1, on the other hand, it's gone up and down. Right now, it's kind of in a lull. There's only maybe probably like a half dozen runners with that right now.
We recently had a competition that was put on by, I think it was Easy Escape, wasn't it? With us.
Yep, Easy Escape.
Yes, there was a competition where if you entered a time onto the leaderboards in Tony Hawk's Underground for either any % beginner or any % beginner no walk, there was like a raffle, and the winner won like $100 or $50 or something. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it was at 250.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So that brought some new players, and some stuck around a little bit, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But the game's been pretty much been dominated, at least on the easy beginner side of things, by Perfect. He's been kind of just taking over everything.
Yeah, he's...
Pokemon Ace 101, he's still a legend and calls pretty much every other category. And oh my! Whoa!
I forgot to handbrake, and so I just decided to watch myself.
Whoa! I thought you did that on purpose.
No, not at all. But it worked
that
out.
That was awesome. Man, I know what to do on my next task.
That's true.
Did not look optimal, but it looked cool.
The another fun part about the beginner no walk is you get to like use some weird death warps like that. I don't know who discovered
That's my favorite death warps. I don't remember who discovered that. I just know it's a thing and it's funny. You just all you have to do right there is just we allowed drop down, and you can just drop down right there. You can even jump off if you really wanted to. Where are you going? You're going the opposite way. But as soon as you do that, all you have to do is just like let go of the control stick and your any buttons, and you go straight out of bounds. Don't know why, it just happens.
And it's perfect because it warps you like right next to that mission there.
Very good, very well put together game. All right, so you know how I said there was a lot of downtime? Getting close to that. This is part 1 of 3, areas that is just going to be a lot of downtime. We can't do anything about it. So if we have to skate against Tony for like a minute, and he's just going to get a bunch of points. Tony's really bad. He's not actually pretty washed up, so he's going to get a bunch of points, and he's just going to probably either skate around or Nase is just going to go
I think I might
show off a little bit more.
I think I might show Tony Hawk up and do a 900 right in front of him. Or more. 12, 16.
Look at that. Oh man, look at this! Look at this
Tony
legend,
Hawk.
dude. Dude, this is the second Tony Hawk. This is the great Tony Hawk. So, also fun fact: what you see on the top screen, the timer, it's a minute, right? You would think. It's actually slower by about 2.6 continuous seconds.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, don't know why. This is like the only game in the franchise where the timer is slower than it should be.
It's really annoying
cool
as well, because you look at your timer and you're like, okay, I've only got 2 minutes to go, and then you end up going over by like 3 seconds or whatever.
Got it tight.
Yeah, math does not apply to this game, and you'll see more of that later.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
All right, so this is something that came with THPS4. You can, in the middle of your combo, you can, as long as you have enough points to go over the threshold, they'll give you like the score. In that case, he just did a really simple combo with a special manual, and that was enough to finish it. And it also counts if he's in the air, so he did an Indy 900, Judo 180, boneless 180 Judo, Indy 900, and that gave him enough points as well. We just do that twice and we're done. And it only counts the 2 highest scores. Welcome to part 2 of Screen Around.
But yeah, if I like just kept skating there instead of pausing to end the run, I would have bailed. But the judges just decide that that's good enough for them and give me 99 out of 99.
Yeah, that was interesting, as I said, in THPS4. Ooh, nice. Except for like one level in THPS4 where you actually had to legitimately do it for some reason. So yeah, he's just going to show everyone up a little more. Yeah.
I mean, if anyone has any like questions about the game or anything like that, feel free to let loose. This is 1 minute and then another minute of just nothing.
Yeah, I will say, however, there is a... I kind of throw this out there whenever I can. There's a bounty that has been going on for a while now, and I think it's like... I can't remember the last estimate. It was like $200 grand total put together, and like 150 if it's tasks only. Where if someone can figure out how to either make the timer go from like say 2 minutes to like several seconds and very quickly, like in sort of some sort of timer manipulation, then that would work. Or if you were able to skip this altogether. But our current tech that we know, and we've gone through so much testing, and we've never been able to figure it out. We don't know if it's possible, but it's still out there because it
would be such a great thing to get rid of this. Just 4 minutes, more than 4 minutes. Of just
definitely. This is essentially our barrier skip. That's the best way to put it. This is on PC. This game actually came out in Australia and New Zealand like a year or two after it originally came out on consoles. Only in those areas on PC, and well, it's the fastest version by far.
Yeah.
Like we actually recently some of the players in the community redid the timings so we can try getting everyone more on track without load times. And the next closest was GameCube at like 3.5 minutes or so of loads, and this game is like 10 seconds of loads if you have at least a semi-decent PC.
It's crazy how quick
it's insane. And don't play on PS2, by the way, please. Don't play on PS2. It's like 7.5 minutes of loads. It's ugh.
So I might quickly do some lip storage and knock Eric over. Oh no, I did. Screwed it up.
Oh, you should do some lip storage and go flip on a car real quick.
Oh, true.
You have like 20 seconds. You have time.
Just go straight from here, or do I have to? Oh, I missed the car. That's terrible. This is the only skip that we know of. If I just stand in this corner and jump a whole bunch, I might be able to skip the last cutscene. Missed it.
It's essentially just a ollie trick that you have to do, and the closer you are to the ground, and the easier it is to like mash it out. What he did right there with the lip, by the way, was if you go into a lip trick but cancel out before the animation A stops finishes, and B it shows up in the trick screen, and you go grind something. For whatever reason, the game's like, oh, you mean you want to lip here? Gotcha. So it just lips you on anything. So we just like messing around out there, and sometimes you can lip a car and just ride around the car, just lipping it for a while. Just chill. It's really stupid, but it's very funny at the same time. So yeah, we're an amateur now. We beat up Eric, and we showed that we're good, somewhat. So now we're an amateur. With that, in most Tony Hawk games, you would max out your stats pretty quickly, or you would have already had them all locked out, figured out beforehand before the round starts. Thug 1 is unique in that it locks you out of certain statuses for a little bit. At the beginning, you can go up to like stat 4. Then once you become an amateur, you can go to stat 7. Then when you become a pro, you can go to stat 10.
Yeah, it's all like a progressive system where like as you progress in the game, your skate is able to get like better at certain things.
Yeah, which is really cool, honestly. But you have the cognizance about it as a speedrunner, and make sure that you max out your stats when they become available. Which right there is the best place to quickly get enough points and get some extra tricks in to max out some additional stats. That acid drop goal right there used to be the bane of Tony Hawk Runner's existence.
That acid drop's really weird, and getting up onto that like second tower is quite finicky sometimes.
Yeah, that used to be one of the like gatekeepers of the run. Like people would lose their runs to that. Like it looks pretty simple and looks pretty easy, right? Nah. Also, right here, there's a really weird history of this trick. You don't have to. You just need a wall plant in your combo for it to count. For some reason. I discovered this by accident, and TH126 was the one who looked into it a bit more and realized how it works. But as long as you have a wall plant in your combo and you're on your board, you, oh, nice bail.
Yeah,
you can just run into the green parts and it'll count your wall plant. Really strange. There's a lot of stuff like that in this game where it's weirdly programmed, so we can just take advantage of it.
Yeah,
that's just one of those.
Oh my god, let me in. Yeah, no, this game, a lot of the time, like, if you look at the top right of the screen, you'll be able to see, like, sort of what I'm doing. But there have been times where, like, it says I need to do something, and I'm just going to do, like, the complete opposite. Like, there was a mission in Manhattan where it said, do a 15,000 point combo in the building, and I left the building and did the combo.
Oh, thank you for bringing that up, because I forgot about that. Yeah, for those, and I think there's another one coming up. As long as you get more points than what it says in one combo, it doesn't care where you're at. It just gives it to you. Don't know why it does that. Also, back to cars.
Yeah.
We're speed racing now.
We have to beat Jordan's best lap, and what we get there with a bit over 50 seconds to spare, so Jordan's terrible. Jordan really needs to step up his game, I think.
Even on sick, it's pretty terrible.
Yeah, what's going on there?
Alright, so this trick right here, I think it was Unpro who found this. So what you do is you sketch it, you ollie, and you make sure that you can still like get close enough to the cart so you can catch it again, and you just keep doing it over and over it again. And for each time you grab it, it decrements by 1 second. So if you do that really fast and make sure you time it correctly and keep it in a certain rhythm, so you don't lose the cart at the same time, extremely easy to knock that out in like half the time of what it gives you. In this, it's 30 seconds. In Sick, it's like 90 seconds. So you have to do it a lot.
I don't think people do it in Sick. I think like beginner might be the only difficulty.
You're doing 100% in
100%, yeah, of course.
In all story goals.
But in like any percent.
Yeah, any percent. Yeah. It's the one next to you that you have to go find the posse.
Yeah. Well,
because they're like hungover or whatever.
I guess we forgot to mention that sort of like this game operates in like a chapter structure. So in each level there'll be like a certain amount of missions, and then there might be a couple chapters per level. And so majority of the time it's like there's 4 missions and you only have to do 3 to progress to the next chapter. So yeah, we just pick the fastest missions there.
And for right here, as long as you... So there's a couple things we're doing. One, as long as you keep a gap in your combo, you can still perform all the tricks that are on the right side. And 2, like as long as you keep the combo, it'll just show that you completed on the right side as well. So if you just if you grind up there once, you can grind around anywhere in the city, and it'll still give you all of the points as long as you keep it in one combo.
That's the theme with this game. Is as long as like things are in your trick chain that you need to do, it doesn't really matter where you do them.
Yeah, it's really nice. There's only a few some of the higher difficulties. You do have to worry about the trick string going too high and it just failing you because it hit the top of the screen. But for easy, like you don't ever have to worry about that. and there's specific timings that we wait for. As once we get to the specific timings, then we can just let go and we're done with the mission. So right here, he is going for a backup strat that Falk came up with eons ago, where you grab that lay and you also get to the top of the roof. The trigger for getting on top of the roof allows you to get to the elevator behind the hotel, which makes it easy to do the elevator goal. So that was
2 goals strat for. Oh, sorry, I'll just quickly say there's like 2 goals, like this one here, where I need to get on the roof. And so that door is usually closed to the left there, but I can just go straight through there and drop down onto here.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy backup strat for people who aren't really or rusty in this case, or just a little scared, because it used to be that before Catbag was showed up and butt slaps were pretty free. We had to do a triple. It was a triple butt slap to the very top, and triple butt slaps back in the before Catbag was really hard, and there's only a few people who could do it consistently. So a lot of runs died in Hawaii. But that was one of the tricks that was developed to help make it a bit easier. It's only a few seconds slower. It's not the end of the world, but still at the same time, it's strange. Also, This one's weird. You know how I was talking about before about how cat bag, as long as you have that trick in your combo and you get a certain gap, it'll count. You kind of combine those two together, but there's also specific triggers that he did. For example, he had to jump at a specific angle onto that fence with a handstand already completed before he gets to the fence. After he does that, then he has to jump at the end to the left so he can hit another trigger that is around that area, and it gives it to him, even though he never did a handstand in the bowl. It's yeah. Thug one's weird, man. Thug one's weird.
But yeah, there's the other thing.
Yeah, this is
usually do some parkour up to the roof, but I just walk through the elevator.
There's like 100 different strategies to do that too, and Perfect's always thinking of another one.
Yeah.
He's a madman. Yeah, this one, it really only looks for the number 720 or higher, not for you actually doing a spin. So right here, he is going to do no slow-mo, bro, and combine that with a cat bag of McTwist. So, you know that footage at the end of the game we see of us McTwisting over the helicopter? We don't actually do that. So, ooh, interesting. Very interesting.
I just couldn't get a trick off.
Snow Slow-mo Bro was, I believe, found by C-Mac. Also known as B.
Yeah,
Lemonade Milk. They were able to find out that if you jump off the right side, for whatever reason, the slow-mo part of the game doesn't kick off. Like the trigger is a little bit more to the left, and the trigger for it to give you the McTwist is also in that area. So if you land in that area before you hit the straight, it just gives it to you. And as long as you have McTwist in your combo as well. The caveat is, and this is probably one of the more annoying parts about the game, there are required tricks that you're supposed to use, and twist is being one of them. If you fail that and you try to retry goal, the game is gonna be like, it's gonna pretty much yell at you saying, hey, you should have this trick before you do this mission. So it's annoying. So you actually have to like go back up there manually without retrying goal. And it's a little bit out of the way, but it's not super difficult to hit either.
These are really annoying.
Nice 1 foot.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, you did it. You're flatland master.
There we go.
How you guys doing over here?
So most levels you're going to be in that level for about 2 or 3 chapters. Vancouver is weird in that you're here for 1 chapter, you go to Slime City Jam, and you come back for like 2 seconds, and then you leave.
It's really weird, and like a lot of the missions here are strange in the sense that like we're still learning things. Like we're past halfway through the game, and yet we're still learning how to do like nollies, pressure flips.
Plus, it doesn't lock you out like Thaw does.
Yeah, that's true.
That was off the hook.
So by restarting this goal, there's like a skater I need to catch here. He's actually closer if you retry the goal and do it again. For some reason, he gets pushed like back a little bit on his path. So yeah,
when you first start, the reason for that is once you start talking to the NPC, the goal markers, in this case those skaters, already start moving. So retrying the goal puts them back easier and easier position.
Oops.
Oh, nice goal, by the way.
Yeah,
good
blue
job.
goal.
Blue goal.
There's a little hockey rink down there, and there's there's like a hockey puck on it, and you can hit it with your skater or with the car here. And,
I heard if you hit it 100 times, you'll get the ice, the hockey player. Not real.
Not real.
So now Slime City Jam. We're here for like 10 seconds, by the way. So we're here for like 2 competitions, beat up Eric, and that's it. Oh no, and learn how to do hip transfers. Nice.
I don't know what happened there. Yeah.
So for this one, first and second place, you're not gonna probably hit it, but third place is extremely easy to beat for some reason. Like, I don't know why it is, and the game will give you the goal as long as you're at least third. It doesn't care about you being first or second. If you want to get that, you can, but you don't get anything out of it. You just need to be at least third overall. But it's extremely easy to hit the vert competition. The street, still easy. Not as easy, but still easy. And also, now we're going to learn about hip transfers. And we're about to become a pro in like 10 seconds. So that's kind of weird.
Cool. So
All right, now we have to beat up Eric. Also, this is the last Eric. This is like the last time that we actually have to worry about a timer that we cannot get rid of.
yeah, that's true.
On sick difficulty, the game will automatically end as soon as you complete your combo at the end of this line. But this for this category and normal, it's like, I guess, sit around for like another 10 seconds.
Yeah. Not too bad, but definitely not fun.
He's that last little break before Moscow comes up and beats you up again. Honestly, there's no easy level in this. Once you get to a high level, there's no easy level. All these levels have like a million ways to end you.
I'm not actually sure which one's faster here. There's a mission that we normally do on the like warp category that's like really quick. It's like you have to get a shoe sponsor, and the guy just wants you to do like one spine transfer, which is super weird. But they're a little bit far away.
Probably, yeah. I think it's roughly the same if I remember correctly, because on higher difficulty it is circa. On easy, I think it doesn't matter as much. I think it might, if it's anything, it's like a second, because as you said, it's further away. So by the time you get over there and do that one spine transfer, it's probably already done with your goal. All right, so Moscow / Moskill. This level is evil. There's some weird triggers in this level, and there is also the longest vehicle section. That's honestly hard to optimize and learn. This goal, for example, is really hard. Sometimes the caveman does not count. You got it that time, but sometimes it just doesn't give it to you. Right here, he has a spine transfer over this wall. There have been times that sometimes it just doesn't go through, or for whatever reason.
What?
These guards are weird too. You have to actually run into them. You can't just jump over them. So it makes sense, but for like some of us, we just like to jump around and just do tricks just to not necessarily be not because we're bored, but we just want something to do, and it's very easy to mess it up. Right here is you can go for it. Oh, you can do it.
Got it.
Oh, so you can butt sub up there, and okay. So if he hit that, there's a double frame perfect trick right there, where if you can cancel out of that cutscene and cancel out of a save box, you'll get fail skip, and it will put you right close to where the start of this section was, where he was at. Additionally, it will allow you to skip the cinematic at the end of this level, at this chapter, and it will spawn you a little bit closer to the next goal. And it doesn't matter as much for easy category, I mean, for no warp categories, but for warp categories in this case, for no warp categories, it helps a lot.
So here's another instance of that thing where it said to skate in like a certain area, and I was not in that area, but I did enough points to count, and I don't need to be in the area.
Yeah, it's weird. Very, very weird. For this one, Eric's hitbox for this is extremely weird. There's like 100 different ways you can go about this. You can go over it like this way. You can just like jump over him on foot, and it'll still count. There are times you can just jump over him and off outside the bowl, and it'll count. It's, again, this game's weird when it comes to triggers. All right, so we've been betrayed. Our boy Eric said that we were the ones responsible for the tank messing up and destroying stuff. So we've been dropped by our team. So we need to get back to New Jersey. So we have a contact, and they want us to skate around and do some maths.
Yeah, so it's... do you want to explain
this? How do you explain this? Okay, so... so you have to do 10 360s, right? He's going to do a 720, a 900, and a 360. That equals 10 360s. How? Well, let me do some math for you. This was discovered by I'm wanting to say it was Sub-Zero Reptile.
Yeah, it was Sub-Zero.
And the weirdest part about this is, of course, it makes sense. Like if you did 360, it's 1, 720, it's 2. If you string them together, the game's math starts to mess up a little bit, and it gives you more or less. You would think that maybe, possibly, there's some sort of algorithm behind it, but what's even more questionable is that butt slaps, a glitch of this game, of the movement, also sways that how much you get. So he did a 720 butt slap, a 900 butt slap, and a regular 360. I gave him more than enough. If you did a regular 720, a regular 900, or you did a butt slap 360, it would have given you a completely different number. I don't know why. This game has terrible math.
It's so dumb. It makes no sense.
Pokemon Ace 101, he's gone insane trying to figure out how to do the math for this level, and it doesn't make sense no matter what you do. It literally makes no sense. It's one of the wonders of the universe at this point. We'll never know the answer.
Something else that doesn't make sense is that we're driving around picking people up in the Kremlin, which I'll never understand.
And then dropping them off.
Right
Game's weird.
In the heart of where are we going? Yeah. Right in the heart of like Russian politics, and we're just driving around picking people up for a party.
Yeah, but we're skateboarding.
Yeah,
this is like it's the same rules as like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon, where you just play card games or whatever, and you save the world. We're skateboarding and saving people, and doing cool stuff. Same rules.
So we're coming up to the end of Moscow. There's like a really cool mission where it's almost like a stealth section. There's like guards walking around. You have to like dodge them, but we sort of just ignore that and skate straight past them.
In fact, I think we've run past one of them.
Yeah,
honestly,
there's one right here. He is looking right at us.
He doesn't care.
It's
weird because there's some guards that actually have good
what?
detection. Nice.
Okay. So usually you're able to death walk there, and where the death walk takes you is like right to the end, where the end of the mission trigger is. I guess I jumped too far to the left. There we go.
Yeah, I think you did. There we go. And now we're out of bounds. It puts us right there of all places. You're on the other side of the level, and it puts you right there. I don't know. Hopefully, please don't tell me you did soft lock. Okay. Whew. Okay. This is soft lock Sean. He didn't hit it. Also, he just did a soul skating right there, so it's pretty easy. Kind of like the Nutbuster from earlier. But if you mash too hard out of that cutscene, you will skip a save box. And if you do that, you cannot pause. You cannot talk to NPCs. You can still skate around and stuff, but you can't do anything. You can't even bring up the main menu. You're the menu, so you're soft locked. There's been a lot of runs that have died to that. This game is not fun. Sometimes
there's just so much that can go wrong in this game, but we absolutely love it anyway.
Yeah. Oh yes, yeah. It's some terrible RNG, honestly.
Great RNG. So there's. You want as little lip tricks as possible, because obviously they take a lot more time than just doing flat ground tricks. And I got a whole bunch there. We'll call the team PAX.
I like it.
So this is that area we were talking about earlier, where you have to warp. You're given no other choice than to warp between levels. Here, it's not great, but.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
For this one, again, he just has to keep everything in one combo, and I think it's like, I don't remember what time it is, honestly.
It's 40.
I want to say 40. I was wanting to say 40, but I didn't know for sure. It's been a while.
Oh.
Now this one's a really cool one. You essentially go by Pro Skater rules backwards. So at the beginning, it's whatever. This one, it goes into Pro Skater 4 rules. The next one is Pro Skater 2 rules. More so, like, it goes more into that game. And nice. Yeah. It goes into each previous game's rule set, so you're more limited about what you need to get. But the points required is also lessened.
But then also, as you saw there, as soon as I don't hit a point threshold in any combo, this is
no.
pain. I thought I had more points up my sleeve there. I guess not. But yeah, as soon as you don't hit a point threshold, you instantly fail the mission. Oh my god, this is.
Okay, I got a cool concept.
Oh my god.
What is going on?
This guy's throwing, dude.
Sure, whatever. Okay. I'm just gonna play this extremely safe because I have no idea what's going on.
Just
I'm gonna go straight over to here, run this thing, do that. There we go.
That's what you should do. That is the safe strat.
That is the safe strat.
Okay, we're out of there. Phew. All right. So, spine transfer is a little weird in this game. Fun fact: you can spine transfer and not count because the game, like, you hit some sort of bubble in midair, and it doesn't give you the spine transfer gap. Don't know why. It's random. I've never been able to figure it out. It's only happened maybe like a dozen times in the entire game's history. I'm pretty sure like 6 of those are mine. But these goals are relatively simple to do. Just get a bunch of points, get a huge combo, spine transfer, transfers, and then the last one is just collect tapes, and that is it for bro goals. Then we go into the final mission of the game.
There is
after a hype road video.
Yeah, there's a skip called vid skip, where after this there's gonna be like a what have I done there? There's like a menu there that says like, do you want to save? And I think Big Law found that if you click start and like A at the same time, or like whatever controller you're using to ollie, if you click those 2 buttons at the same time, you'll get taken to the main menu, or like, sorry, not the main menu, like the pause menu, and then you're able to skip straight to this mission. But obviously, because this is no warp, we're not allowed to warp between goals, and so vid skip isn't allowed in this category.
It kind of is, but you have to do it in New Jersey, so it doesn't seem nearly much time. This skip saves 15 seconds overall, and No Warp Perfect was able to reroute it a little bit, and it saves still about like 5 or 6 seconds. Still worth it if you can hit it. The history for vid skip was it used to be infinitely harder, in that it was a, I think it was a double frame perfect trick, that you could pause buffer for, but luckily Big Law is the hero of the story and was able to find an easier method. So time is also coming in the next like 40 seconds or so. But yeah, we're just tracking down, going after Eric. I don't know why going after Eric, besting his line just to get our tape back. That's pretty much the story of it all. But yeah, time is shortly coming up. It's only a few more jumps he's gonna have to take here. Is Eric gone? Oh man, Eric's gone. You outspayed him, dude.
Yeah. All right, and time. There we go.
Very nice, very nice. Good run, good run.
Yeah, thank you. That was fun.
Especially for someone who has played a bit. He's been playing a lot of 1 and 2.
Yeah, a bit too much 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thug 1 is a very, very fun game. It's a very good game for people who want to get into Tony Hawk series. We have a very active community. Discord.me/THPS. You'll find a lot of runners there. A lot of us are kind of on the newest game 1 and 2 right now, playing through it because it's so good.
It is.
But there's still an active scene for all the other games as well. So if you're interested in this, come on by, stop by, ask us questions. We're a very friendly community. We're all open up to new runners to get, and we want to help everyone out and help everyone skateboard because these games are really fun. It's very hard, but it's very fun and very rewarding.
These games definitely deserve a lot more love, I reckon, in the speedrunning scene because there's just so much like cool tech, especially in like games like this, and yeah, the new game as well. It's awesome. I'm loving it.
Oh yeah, definitely. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for having us.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys later.
See you guys.